KYCC is, first of all, in Oakland. The little Korean plaza that's there, that's all the Korean businesses are sprouting, which was started in the 70s, KYCC is right next to it. KYCC is part of a growing Korean American presence, a Korean presence, business, community, social services presence, but yet it's also in a community where, like I said, it's African American, predominantly lower middle class, working class neighborhood. Well, I wasn't nothing before KYCC, but I wouldn't say it's a long road because I was always I was president in junior high for Builders Club. I was secretary, and then I was something, and then I was president in junior high, and then in college. In high school I didn't do anything because, long story. Then in college, I was president, secretary, treasurer, all those things. And now I'm doing it again.
Well, Anne's contributed to KYCC in lots of different ways. Well, I think all the girls, we all try to dress nicer now.
I bring substance to KYCC.
We try to be a little more girly. No, but that's just a joke. Anne's contribution, I think she's given some backbone to KYCC because she's not afraid to be tough. And I think especially in terms of internal affairs and membership and being consistent with our policies, I think Anne's been really amazing with that. So
I really think the only reason I made it through is because people like Donna left behind something really good, and I just kind of copied, It's like I wasn't reinventing the wheel. The wheel was already invented. I was just making sure it just rolled along.
나는 I think my loudness keeps everyone from let's see. I think my loudness keeps everyone in their places. Sometimes, not all the times, of course, because they rebel like Peter, and everyone knows it. Right?
Jung's contribution is unfathomable. She's done so much. I couldn't have done half the things she did. She's been around since 92, and I've been around since 99. So you can imagine how much work she's put in since 92. But since I've been here, I kind of consider her as a foundation. Korean term is kidung. And I think she's I like to call her KYCC's cultural intangible treasure. In Korea, all the intangible treasures who are considered, great people in terms of artistic merit, whatever, they get cataloged as cultural treasures, intangible treasures, because, they pass away and all that. So I think she's our little 인간 문화재, that's what you say in Korean. Because she's our history bearer. She knows all the history, activism, politics, all the contacts. And she just knows all the artistic stuff. Meaning, she knows how to do the dances, the changu, everything. And most importantly, the hats. Okay, how come she's the only person who knows how to do those hats in the US? I think. Out of the Korean Americans, I don't know anybody else. I defy anybody to find any other Korean American who knows how to make those hats. And so she's taught all of us how to do that, and that's really important because that's part of a cultural, that adds to our costume, everything. That just, without the hats, we don't look good. And every pungmul group has a hat. And I don't know. I think those hats symbolize her contribution to KYCC. Always leaving something everlasting and I think beautiful too. Young's making Thai rice because we're practicing so hard.
And I'm not doing anything, so I feel like I have to do something.
Yeah, and I'm walking around pretending I'm doing something, and I'm not doing anything either. Young's always cooking and doing background stuff, greasing the wheel, keeping us going. She's our stage manager, and that was her major at Berkeley too. I've never seen you do any management of the stage though.
What are you doing? Are you the spokesperson?
Yes, I am.
The reporter?
I am. This is Ann Kwan. I've killed Sue Kwan. I've replaced her. I'm here now at KYCC.
The real people.
This is the real thing. It's called the Real Thing Show.
As a non-Korean, I think there are some ways that I feel kind of very separate from everybody, obviously. I know to many people, I might be a symbol. To some people, I might be like a token. To some people, I'm like an interruption into their space. So, in some ways, like I think I'm very apprehensive about being an outsider, especially being a male white outsider. I think a different kind of outsider, I'd feel different as far as being a person of color, but like being as a white male, definitely there are times I feel very apprehensive about asserting myself, about asserting my individuality. On another plane, like pungmul, especially when playing pungmul, I think definitely the depth of pungmul in its philosophy, I feel no separation because it's a human thing to me. And it reaches a level where things like race, gender, intelligence, all that kind of stuff just kind of fades away. Age, all those things are kind of done away with through the pungmul spirit.
We're in Oakland downtown trying to get to Kinko's to blow up our characters so we can finally trace them. Maddie's run ahead to Kinko's because he needs to get this done now. We've been trying to do this for over 12 hours. We look, not 12, no, that sounds inept. We've been trying to do this for 2 hours now because, anyway, long story about the programming. But the reason Maddie was called in early, irony of this, Maddie is non-Korean. He's white American. And out of all of us, he's the only one who knew how to do the Korean font. So we had to call him in so he could type the Korean font. None of us Korean Americans knew how. Isn't that hilarious? I'm not saying all of KYCC doesn't know how. We have several members who know how, except me, Peter, and Nancy, and Stefan. All 4 of us do not know how to type in Korean. So we had to call Maddie. So it's very ironic that the white American male had to do the Korean font for us. I think that's hilarious. Can I show you?
But that's still only halfway.
This is only halfway done, but it took us over 2 hours just to get to this point. And I don't want too much of the documentary to show this, because we're actually very smart people. We're not inept. Maddie here's a PhD student. I myself have graduated from Berkeley and are a professional working person. So we're not completely consummate idiots, but today it seems like we are.
You were saying?
We're not idiots. We just may look like it if we're not.
I just play one on TV.
Just play one on TV, yes, idiot. So we're taking this size, blowing it up to this size, and from this size we're going to blow it twice as big. So we can trace this. Oh, the tune is beautiful.
Okay, Dong, 대동놀이, Dong. 대동놀이, big same flag. That when everybody comes together and plays together. Oh, this is important. Kosa. What's Kosa, Anne?
Kosa is the thing.
Kosa is bowing to the pig's head.
For blessings and stuff.
But
But I
you know
try
what?
not to
Did
bow
you
to
see-
the pig's head because of my
Did you say
Christian-
자매소리? Instead of
자매-
pig's head, 자매소리? They had
자매소리.
자매소리. Instead of pig's head, they had like vegetarian style. They had like suba.
Yeah.
They made a watermelon into a pig's head. I was really touched.
Because I do a vegetarian.
I swear, all the sharks in Korea, they're all well fed because they all.
Hello. Hey, what's up? We're starting to trace now. We finally got everything fucking done. Just the photocopy costs like $9. And the pencils, I bought pencils too. So that whole thing costs $9. Money is not the problem, it's the time, dude. The time. 4 or 5 hours trying to get this done.
Good? They're still
So,
over there.
5 inches from the top.
Which one do you want to know?
I want to give us Peter. I mean, there's purple, green, and yellow.
그래서 저희들은 가져오시기 바라는 거는 저희들은 기본한 것을 제공하는데 사람마다 이게 아마 저기 깨갈도 가져오고 어떤
갈게?
갈게 개인 갈게 가지고 오면 좋겠습니다.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good press conference. It's my first press conference for KYCC, and as president, this year we decided to have one because we're changing our performance style. We're gonna have it outdoors for the first time, and I was really nervous because I'm second generation. I came here when I was 5. My Korean is decent, but conversationally, but not to speak in a professional manner. But I think I did okay, and I think they were they understood English, but they're first generation, but I think they were just happy that we attempted everything in Korean, and actually we weren't bad. We're actually really good, and we expected a few more press people, but they didn't come. But I don't think it was bad because it was still intimate, but we won't know if they really got the nitty-gritty until I actually print it, because sometimes, the media prints other things, but they took a lot of notes, and I think they were very appreciative of our efforts. And I think they're a little bit impressed with us. I don't think they knew that we created National Pungmul Network and that we have the capability of writing grants and etc. So it's just another way of letting people know outside of KYCC what we're capable of. Now we feel confident about doing press conferences. No. And now we're hungry. Before our mask dance practice, we need to eat. So we're at Church's Chicken, which is right across the street. Support the neighborhood. Eat food around here.
Dude, get out of bed, turn on CNN, see what is happening in New York City. Freaking planes, 2 of them just ran into the World Trade Centers. Unbelievable. Get out of bed. The only reason I'm calling you this early is that the world is coming to an end. Turn on the news. We are getting terrorist attacks everywhere. Wake up. Wake up.
Conquer this enemy. We will rally the world. We will be patient. We'll be focused. And we will be steadfast in our determination. This battle will take time and resolve. But make no mistake about it, we will win. The federal government and all our agencies are conducting business. But it is not business as usual. We're operating on heightened security alert. America is going forward, and as we do so, we must remain keenly aware of the threats to our country.
May I have your attention, please? Passengers, at this time, BART trains are coming to a stop to observe 1 moment of silence in remembrance of the national tragedy in New York.
World Trade Center, both of them are gone, and the Pentagon was bombed. It's really sad. I can't believe that all those people died. Just thinking about it makes me want to cry again. I mean, I didn't cry, but I got tears, and now I'm tearing again just thinking about it. All those people's families. It's really unbelievable.
sorry.
We got a couple calls in the wake of all the events happening in New York and in DC, whether we were going to cancel our event or not. And the people who had called us, who are prominent members in the community, were suggesting that maybe we should cancel. And so we had a big discussion about what this performance meant and whether we thought it was appropriate or not, whether we felt safe doing it. And I think everybody overwhelmingly feels like we should do the performance and that it has even more significance perhaps than before in terms of our theme of trying to gather good wishes. And a lot of people want to show solidarity to Arab Americans in the U.S. in particular and take a stance and sort of a chance to get a message about how we feel. So.
What am I looking forward to most about this? I think I'm looking forward to it to being over. The process, I think, is probably the best part, in that learning how to push oneself to get all this stuff done and actually doing it, it's actually been a good catalyst, cathartic kind of experience. And I'm really kind of looking forward to being able to bring forth a lot of this culture, even though it's not technically mine, and also go through with the commemoration ceremony that we're hoping to do for the victims of the terrorist attacks. Yeah, something like that, put all that Han that's going on. Yeah, know what I'm saying?
What is Han exactly?
Han. It's that indescribable emotion that characterizes Korean psyche. All of the frustration, anger, possibly hatred, anything kind of negative that's all sort of sitting in there bubbling up. You just gotta get it all out.
The Adama on the phone was a random person who called, and then she got mad because she asked me if we're still doing the thing. And I told her, yeah. And then she said she's pissed and said, what's going on in the US right now, and how can you still put a chanchi like that? And then I told her it's not just a chanchi, it's not a chanchi at all. And then she said she didn't want to hear me, she just wanted to say what she wants to say, so I couldn't even ask who she was. So she just said she's upset.
Well, the whole terrorist attack that happened on Tuesday has really changed the tone of our performance, and our performance coincided with the Korean East Bay Merchants Association called Samgongho in Korean. They had a performance on the 22nd, and their performance was just celebrating Chuseok, Korean Thanksgiving, and it was just like a happy-go-lucky kind of performance. So we're hearing through the grapevine they might cancel the performance, and most likely they will cancel the performance because it just is not the right mood or tone in light of the terrorist attacks that happened this week. We first thought months ago that ours was going to be about Chuseok too, because it's around the same time. But when we had our membership meeting over the weekend, we went away for the weekend and really talked about what this performance meant to us and what we thought the performance is about. And there are a lot of personal things that happened in KYCC, a lot of tragic incidents that happened this year for us, and all the other things that were happening that we felt like instead of emphasizing on Chuseok, we should really make it 바람꽃. And 바람 means blessings or wishes, asking forth for wishes. And also, a lot of people think pungmul drumming, it's so loud and happy music kind of type, but people don't understand the history of pungmul. And we just got about 15 minutes ago a call from a lady in the community who saw a newspaper article on us yelling at us saying, why are you doing this? And the music and no. She herself, who's Korean, who's older than us, doesn't even know the history of the music. And the history of the music in pungmul is that pungmul is a part of life, and part of life is sadness, death, as well as happiness and joy. And so in times of sorrow and family death, pungmul is played. And it is, and in like a little village community a long time ago, the pungmul teams did walk in front of the funeral procession of the family and did play music, walking up the hill or whatever to bury their relatives. So that demonstrates that pungmul is a part of life and a way of life. And at KYCC, we feel pungmul is our part of our life, and for us to scrap and not do this performance would even be more of a detriment to us as an organization, and it'd be more powerful, especially let the outer community know that Korean Americans are behind the whole incident, and we do want peace, and we do lament and mourn the death of all those people. So I think a performance is needed, and it's going to be hopefully well done, and we can get that message across to the larger community.
강강술래 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 왼발 민호야 강강술래 강강술래 몰자 덥석 몰자 비 온다 덥석 몰자 몰자 덥석 몰자 비 온다 덥석 몰자
Chronicle. Hey Maddie, how big was the Chronicle? Did you save the Chronicle? How big was it?
Yeah, I saved it. It was just a little on the front page of the date book. On the
Front
runner,
page.
on the left side, it says like going on this weekend, and it was at the top left. It said like full moon festivals. This is the start of like Harvest Moon Festival for Chinese New Year, or Chinese something Harvest Moon Festival, and also the gathering of your wishes at the full moon. The Burum Barim Kut. Yeah.
Cool.
And
Did
they
they
had
have
the
a picture?
information right. No pictures.
But it was on the second page?
The front
Excellent.
page of the date book section.
The front page of the date
Of
book
the
section?
entertainment, yeah.
All right.
Who did
Yesterday we escalated our discussion as to whether we should continue on with the fall performance. We felt a deep discussion on Saturday and Sunday as to why we wanted to continue with the performance. But on Monday, instead of practicing, we had to revisit what our purpose was to continue with the fall performance. Reason being, I got a call from the Korean consulate requesting that we don't have this program or this performance. We got a call from Haninhue in San Francisco, the Korean American, I don't know the English name, but they called, they wanted to talk to us. Several newspaper reporters called us requesting interviews, wanting to know if we're going to continue with the performance. And on top of that, we got 3 or 4 random phone calls left on our voicemail, very angry, vociferous phone calls, just yelling at the top of their lungs, of people asking us to stop our performance. So reason that they gave to discontinue with the performance is the fact that they felt we were being disrespectful of the mood of the country. But then after a long discussion, people were like, what has the first generation done for us in terms of supporting us? KYCC has a history of being in opposition with them because we were founded on the idea of reunification. So we have a good relationship with the first generation community, but historically we've also had oppositional relationships also because of our politics. And so after much discussion, we felt like we needed to continue, and I felt like we needed to continue, and I'm glad we're doing it. I feel like we need to continue because we need to stand up for ourselves and our beliefs, show to the first generation, let them know what our music's about. Though they know what it's about, they don't really know because they only see the music as festive. And it's not something that's just festive, it's also used in times of mourning, funeral, and grieving. And so we felt like other groups have their space in which to mourn the loss of what happened last week. Like, for example, Rosh Hashanah was the other day, and Jewish people were meeting in synagogues to discuss, their grief, the White House ceremonies, whatever. Everybody had their own space to discuss or mourn the loss. And we felt as Korean Americans, through our traditions and our music that's been practiced for thousands of years, why don't we grieve the way we want to grieve? Yes, our music's loud or whatnot, but if we properly set the tone and properly set the tone of the performance, we felt like we could be successful, and I'm really happy that we're going to do the performance.
As an outsider, you know, I really question my judgments about like things Korean or whatnot. You know, I don't want to make generalizations, but when I see like what happened, how like it seems to me, and other people have said this too, it's like the ajishis have come together and they have their opinion of like the ones who are running these groups, and at least from my interpretation is that like they don't want to go out there and celebrate, they don't want to separate themselves from white people. I mean, this is what I read in an editorial, like they don't want to separate themselves from who they call Americans, which I think is wrong on two counts. First of all, they're Americans, most of them that they're talking about. I mean, some of definitely the first generation, they've been here long enough, many of them are citizens. So to think of themselves not as Americans, as if Americans meant the white people who suffered, I think that's problematic. Number two is that white people are getting on with their business. You know, they're having football games and soccer, all this stuff, sports events and whatnot. So it's like, if they want to, like their editorial, it said they want to show that they're sharing the sorrow and pain along with Americans. And I said, well, Americans are moving on. You're Americans too, so you move on. So in that way, it's kind of disappointing that they made that choice. I think this is going to make it, at least for me, it's even more meaningful in a way, because we've been forced to kind of define what it is that pungmul means, what this gut means. And in that way, it's been a great opportunity. So I think now more than ever we need this gut, without a doubt. So it's brought an even heightened intensity to it. So I welcome it.
호정이 어디 있어? Oh, I thought they were done. Sorry, I'll talk to her later. I thought she was done. Hojung's still intently practicing. I'll ask her my question later. I need to find the pungmul in LA, their phone number. So my friend, who's going to meet the Korean Muslims, that committee can meet the pungmul committee and see if they want to join in this coalition. Ha!
Didn't know there were Korean Muslims.
Me neither. I didn't know there were Korean Muslims either. I've never seen Korean people in the traditional dress, but maybe they don't.
And there was actually the front article was about how Korean community, it was just kind of going into this, not in recession, but it could because
of course, because they're scared of the reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Even my mom, I was like talking to her today. She's like, "Don't do anything like, you know, that could make you stand out." Yeah, I was like, "Mom."
Of course.
한국 일보에 고기자든지 조그맣게 썼다고 그랬잖아요. So there was a small last article that went out, really small article that went out on us that we're go ahead and doing it, and then there was also a bigger article in
Jugang, you mean?
No, 한국일보.
Did you look at the Jugang?
There's nothing in 중앙일보.
There should have been.
Maybe tomorrow's paper. And then the 너희네 할아버지들 they looked at it and they're like, 굿은 이럴 때 해야 되는 거야. 맞아. 옛날에도 이렇게 안 좋은 일 있을 때 굿으로 다 막아줬어.
He said that?
다른 할아버지, 너희 할아버지들. But I talked to him and he said, you do what you have to do.
회장님 said it's okay.
He said,
He has the keys, right?
The East Bay one? But they're not gonna come, right?
No. They're not coming, but then he said they understand.
I don't care if they don't come, as long as they don't shit talk us, you know what I mean?
They understand. The only...
Because they know how it was a long time ago.
Yeah. The only...
It's the night before our big event. It's around 9 o'clock, and I don't know. I feel basically good, but I also feel like there's still so much to do tonight, and the hours just like slip by like seconds. And in terms of the changes that we made, I think everything's going to be really great. I think it's going to be really meaningful, and it's been really, really wonderful in pulling us all together with a common purpose. And Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty amazing, just the changes that we've had in the last week. And one of the sort of offshoots of doing the event in the face of some adversity from the community was we got a lot of press out. We did double duty in terms of getting the word out there and getting the message out there. I don't know, I'm really proud of the way that people pulled together this time around. It wasn't just a few people doing everything. I really felt like everybody was putting in their, I don't know, whatever, 2 cents or more, a couple dollars, I don't know, whatever.
다음 노래. 오케이. 다음
그냥
넘어가시 할래?
다시 가.
그래 스매시 넘어가시. 어쩔 수 없어. 뜯어서 해봐야 돼. 한 3개인가 4개 만나는 데를 거기를 뭐라고 할 수 없어 그냥 이름을 980이라고 한 거거든? 그러면은 980 쪽으로 타자마자 바로 24번하고 580이 또 나와.
This is really hard.
Give this to Anne.
This is really hard.
근데 안 돼.
Everything has to be twisted. And then pull it as tight as you can. And then twist very
Purple, red
purple on the sides, red in the middle. Okay? Okay, you guys, the first done hat!
Let's see. 되게 멋있다.
Oh, it's kind of heavy.
My first hat.
That's dope, dude.
Ever. I've never made a hat before.
Oh yeah, last year she called, but we couldn't find the phone. She called and called, we couldn't find the phone. It's really dumb.
I would.
Can you afford another ticket?
Feels so good.
하얀 거 저거 머리 이거 하려고 사왔는데 아니면 그거 말고도 좀 남는 거 있을 거거든?
너 걔도 그렇게 하겠지.
이거 봐.
Oh my god! No, you guys shouldn't let it play with the fire.
Come on, this is fun. I did one good side though.
One out of how many?
6 or so.
왜 이렇게 많이 해? You.
뭐가 많이 해? It's not done. It only takes
Because you're
like.
not doing it right.
You're gonna burn it. I'm telling you.
이게 생각보다 힘들어. 그냥 붙어버리.
Grasshopper.
$3, $4, $9.
나도 누나.
He's way smaller than you are.
In the shoulders?
Yeah. You've got hefty broad shoulders.
No. But I don't think this is gonna fit her still.
호정아! 호정이! 일로 오세요.
This is a perfect costume for the taxi.
와.
아니 이게 언니 치마가 그 끊어진 거야.
아니 우리
치마가 끊어졌어.
팀
치마가 끊어졌어.
Oh, it does fit you.
No, it doesn't.
야.
Well, it's kind of small. You have to.
호정 언니 다른 거 테이프 말고 다른 거 사올 거 없어?
지금은 없을 것 같은데.
잠깐.
언니 선녀야?
선녀이지.
작은 놈이야.
작은 언니 뺀다며. 할 거야?
작은 놈이 하기로 해서.
그 언니는 이러면서 다닌 거야? 안 하잖아.
뭐해? 삐져 나왔어?
아니.
Oh, that costume is really. So into it now. Oh my god, 잘 어울린다.
야.
진짜 잘 어울린다.
거울 봐.
알았어. 핑크.
저 여기 한번 봐봐.
얘 누구니?
이거까지.
말을 해, 말을. 그렇게 입을 거야, 내일?
야하.
춤은 어떻게 춰?
왜?
이렇게.
선녀나니까 하면 안 되잖아. 아니, 해요.
해지.
해.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice to watch everybody, write all their wishes down here. Wishing for things for everybody else in their lives and themselves. I think Maddie wrote for some good stuff for his in-laws. I know a lot of other people are writing for finding jobs for everybody, for healing and everything else. It's all pretty good.
No, that's a good handwriting. 애나니도 써. 나 생각하고 있어. 지금 못 쓰지.
뭐라고 썼어, 오빠?
벌써 돌아가신 분들께 명목에 되시고 살고 있는 우리 여러분들께 건강하고 행복하고 잘 지내게 살고 있기 바라고 있습니다. 세계 평화, 인류 일심.
What does that mean?
Who knows the 한자를?
What is that? The last part, what does that mean?
세계 world peace and may all of humanity be of one heart.
Why you gotta be all deep and shit? Make us all feel all stupid, materialistic and stuff.
I should just bullet point my wish job. Man. That's so you. Bullet points.
I want a fine ass man.
I gotta think of what to write. Come on, guys.
Don't be shy.
그건 적으면 돼요?
아무나 적어. 생각하면 돼 적어.
좀 빨리. Different colors.
저기도 많아.
이쪽은 그냥 하는데. 이게 안 된다. 여기 안 돼.
됐지. 될게.
이거는 되는데. 이거 봐. 이거는 좋잖아. In the little curved area that they were gonna use.
우리 거야. 사운드 어쩌고.
타주 오빠, 사운드폰 언제 오는지 알아?
Good job, everybody.
Should I just take anything or pull it?
And just go straight, and you hit the park, you'll just go straight into the park, and it's right before 30th Street.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah?
Okay.
Immediate thoughts before we leave.
Let's go. We're late. We're waiting for my parents to come. They're not here. Procrastinating, panic, as always. But we'll get better when we get there. Damn. What the fuck? 뭐야 이거?
I hope for no accidents. I hope for no overly overly bad arguments or anything else, conflict. But everything gets resolved, so I just want, in the end, everything to be good.
Okay. The Kosa song is gonna be by that tree right there.
손이랑 테이프랑 들어있는 박스가 있대. 근데 그게 은영이가 갖고 왔는지 여기 있는지 모르겠거든. 은영이는 저기 찾아봐야 돼. 은영이.
아파.
Like a hardware store. I need to get some twine. I need to get some twine. Twine. Like, little rope. Yeah. So like a hardware store around your house? Do you know of a hardware store around your house? Okay. Do you know of a hardware store? Okay. Did I just wake you up, man? Hurry up. Hey. So where is it? The hardware store.
Okay. Now.
Okay.
Now. Okay, give this back to them and have them straighten it out.
아주 머리가 좋네. 그렇게 시원해. 우리가 역시 대단. 역시 후배를 잘 뒀어. 여기 써 있어.
We ask for blessings for everyone who joins us today. May we find strength in each other and move together toward building a stronger community and make true peace a reality in our hearts, in our community, and in our world.
Yeah! We're good! Woo! Lock and load.
Under the full moon, and I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce our president, Jiun Kwan or Ann Kwan.
Hello everyone, as Donna said, my name is Ann Kwan and this is our 14th annual fall performance. And we'd like to thank like to thank all the pungmul groups, the community groups, and all the general community members who are out here today to support us. We organized this performance since the beginning of the year in January, and as you know, last week, the incidents that happened in the East Coast has kind of changed our meaning and thought to our fall performance. But we want to make a statement through our performance as we remember the people who are lost and their families, that as a community, we stand for peace, not violence. This is one of the reasons why we're here today, to promote that. So we thought today was a very important day to continue to say we believe in world peace, and today we hope you join us in celebrating that thought, thinking that thought, dance with us, remember with us, and have fun, and let's have a good day. Thank you very much.
In the year 2001, the year of the snake, sisters and brothers of KYCC, Ego, 자매소리, 하누리, and 휘모리 come together to gather our wishes under the harvest moon. We call on the Creator to comfort the spirits of those who perished during the terrorist acts of September 11th, so they may rest in peace. We ask that their surviving loved ones find healing.
We would like to invite all of you to come and also participate in the kosa. What we would like you to do is if you could line up here in groups of 10, and we will assist you in participation. And after you've done the kosa, we have a peace banner right to the left of me. And if you could pay your respect and then move on to write your wishes on the peace banner that we have prepared. We're gonna start the first part of the performance. The other thing is that pungmul is not it's not an art form where performers are separate from the audience. In fact, in the true sense of the village, that all of you actually are part of the pungmul, and we would be honored if you are so moved to come and dance and tag along with us and yell out words of encouragement. This is certainly not one of those sort of classical concerts you have to wait until the very end to clap. So you can clap or yell out or dance with us anytime you feel so moved to. Thank you.
강강술래
강강술래
꽃 피고 나누려 위로 불산 살짝 투서 그만 slow
강강술래 강강술래
강강술래
강강술래
Okay, are all the candles lit? Okay. 종석 씨.
called 인사굿. We always end every day's rehearsal or performance with it. It goes dong 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 딱지. 수고하셨습니다. Thank you everybody for coming.
언제 온 거야? 아까 그때 왔어?
Yes, French.
Let's see, how do I feel? I feel like I understand pungmul better after today. I know what it means to me, and I felt pungmul today the most I've ever felt.
This is like one of the easiest performances I have ever been into. I think every single performance should be like this. I'm really happy that the performance ended as we intended. It's definitely very different from our normal performance because usually all of our performances ended with like fun games. But even the game part, we omitted all the fun part. But then just did a kind of solemn, just kind of people have to, put their hands together, put their minds together, and then beat together. Those kind of games. And then at the end, Tohi did a really awesome dance, awesome job with her dance. And then I think it created the atmosphere that we're not fooling around. We're really concerned about the solidarity of the community. And it's the first time I tried anything like this, so it was very different. But I think from what we've been preparing for, practicing for, it came out really good.
오늘 필요가 너무 맛있었어요.
Eunice was 멋있어 today. She did a great job. Everything went well. Everything went well. Everything was smooth.
Peter, don't steal anything.
No, it's my duty as it's my right as a.
You have to pay it though. $7.
Oh, Richie has my lighter.
Bye.
Where? I'm gonna be in Seoul and then probably Jeju and maybe also near Busan. 서울은 연기도. 연기도. Near Mount Busan.
Is that the Food Network?
Really?
Perilla. Yeah, perilla leaf. Perilla leaf.
Hanson
Yeah.
what?
Perilla leaf.
Perilla.
어디가?
What's the name of the tree is called a gorilla tree?
No, it's a leaf, I think. I don't know if it's a tree.
So it grows in like a low, like a shrub or something?
I'm not sure. Yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah.
Because they made it grow it. My mom didn't grow it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just little bushes, but they just all leaves. Don't worry.
Cool.
Those greens are nice.
Man, that's what I want to grow.
아, 내가 있잖아요. 아버님, 제가
덩어리 아버님.
덩어리 아버님.
Just I'm your friend.
제가 민요를 부르라 그랬는데 지금 다 민요 불렀잖아요.
그렇지.
이거 마이크가.
마이크는 잘 듣고
자,
있어.
성능이 별로 안 좋네. 자, 다른 거. 이제 꼭 해야 돼요?
해야지.
빨리 해. 18번에. 18번. 오케이. 자, 그리고 여러분들이 이거는 지금 제가 부르는 거는요 민요는 아니에요. 네, 민요 아니에요. 저 밑에 깔려져 있는 저 밑에 이렇게 깔려져 있는 사람들의 마음이에요. 근데
빨리 해.
그냥 부를게요. 자, 박수! 저희 초점이 없어요. 사람이 한 명인지 두 명인지 나와요. 자, 박수 시작! 하나, 둘, 원, 투, 앤. 이어보세요.
마지막 춤추는 그 사람.
자, 소주 몇 잔이지? 제발 나를
날 좀 보소 날 좀 보소 날 좀 보소 종지섰달 꽃본 듯이 날 좀 보소 아리아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 나네 아리랑 고개로 날 넘겨주소
올넘어 종각의 갓비리 소리 울기는 전에
아리아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 나네 아리랑 고개로 날 넘겨주소 내가 달라 그 누가 달라 언니가 달랐지 정들면 달달하지 아리아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 나네